champions that they are close, but truthfully, the gap between them, Samsung White and Edward Gaming, does feel particularly high. Westor, their big words, will make it out of the group. He has a chance to prove that later against Samsung White. Let's talk about this game. I feel that both of these squads made a fair amount of mechanical misplays in terms of exactly how they interacted with their champions, but AHQ clearly better and clearly strategically ahead of Dark Passage.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things going wrong. If you can compliment them for something, AHQ called the lane swap initially. They knew that the enemy bot lane was going to swap away from them. They followed them, and then they followed up with a lot of jungle pressure. And hey, look, Lucian Thresh beat Nami Tristana. The god tier 80 carry can be beaten, and it happened. Not in the most convincing way. Still some screw-ups mechanically, but that kind of snowballed the game.
Well, just in the pick and ban phase, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just incredibly one-sided. They got everything that they wanted, AHQ, that is. And, you play against Westor, you have to respect that Fizz. This is a champion that he is famous for playing. And if we transition into the late game as well, I mean, when you have that large of a lead, the ability of AHQ to close out was very, very suspect. I mean, they were very impatient, weren't waiting for the Nidalee split push. They were sitting at Baron with full ward coverage. Nidalee wasn't splitting in the bottom lane. Then they decide to start Baron. Then they get chunked out. Then they have to go back. They lose all their wards. It was a mess. It was just a mess.
Yeah, I'd like to touch upon the ability for them to close out. That's honestly my biggest concern for them moving forward and making it out of this group. Just because you're gonna have to close the game if you want to win games here, especially. But as the ward as you mentioned, they lost numerous pink wards just because they weren't patient enough, and we saw White make some mistakes in closing the game out. So that's a glimmer of hope for AHQ moving forward.
Well, you need to get ahead and try and close the game out.
To summarize it, I think the best way is that AHQ strategically were on the right page. Executionally, were not great at making it work. The Baron baits could have been better, and the misplays. Anyways, we do actually have one of those big team fights that we want to break down over on the Telestrator with Freak. So let's throw it over to him as he breaks down a 4-for-1 in the mid.
Thank you very much, QuickShot. So this is a mid-game team fight that AHQ wins pretty convincingly, and I want to basically focus on the plays made by Garnet Devil. Just talk about some of the mechanics of the Lucian play, as well as break down how AHQ's team fight works. So going to get ourselves to the clip, and this starts out with basically Westor pulling all the attention, and even though he overextends through an exhaust, he still does his job properly. AHQ is full of a bunch of assassins. They have a Nidalee flank. They have a Kha'Zix diving in to follow this Fizz as well, which sets up the fight how we want it. So we start the fight out and watch Westor, because he's going to do pretty much the right thing. He's going to land the Shark, and he's going to dive in. But what's really cool here is a great exhaust by touch, catches Fizz right as he goes in. And Westor doesn't realize it at the time. So if we pause right here, we've got, in the bot side of this fight, you basically have a guaranteed kill now on the half-health Tristana. Kha'Zix coming down, you see Nas already pop his invisibility. Again, we have the Nidalee flank coming in, so that's going to work out. And then the persistent damage is gone, and all the cooldowns have been spent on Fizz. So you've got Westor starting at the fight exactly how he wants it. He's going to trade one for one of the 80 carry, which is exactly fine. So now let's talk about Garnet Devil, because he's now kind of the way they're going to clean up the fight. And you're going to see why they need assassins to make him work, because Lucian is very cooldown dependent. He's actually in the middle of his combo right now. He's used the W, he's used the Q just now. He's almost out of cooldowns. And let's play the clip out and watch Garnet Devil. Gets his last auto attacks out, there's the dash, and there's the kill on a touch. But now he's out of cooldowns, so all he can do is kite back against the Maokai until his spells come back up. Thankfully for him, his spells come up at the right time, lands the auto attacks, his Q is the only spell that comes back up. What's cool here, though, is he starts finding this isolation onto Naru. He's going to pop the ulti, but Naru is going to outplay it and flash. Now let's pause right here, because Garnet Devil dodges away from that knockback so beautifully. He saw, actually, that she had summoned the sphere down here, and Lucian was standing right about here himself, so he was in the line of fire. He knows that the only stun's going to come from right here. He gets the dash out in time and lets him pretty much be safe for the battle. So roll the rest of the clip out. Garnet Devil, again, going to get the rest of the ability combo out, and it's going to be fine. And at this point, the fight is basically just clean up AHQ, kills everyone off with their crowd control, and it doesn't much matter anymore. But basically, removing the enemy AD carry right away by spending so many resources on that, it actually allows a lower damage AD carry like Lucian to be basically untouched, to save his escapes for when they try to come back on him, and ends up being a pretty clean battle. Now, that's it for this fight. We're going to send it back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Freak. I look forward to breaking down some more of those team fights a little later in the day. As you guys know, fans from all around the world are enjoying the action in very different ways. Here are a few more of those photos showing us how you are enjoying Worlds. First is from @JohnBelly over in Athens, Greece, who is watching while studying. And he says, "This is how I Worlds. Yes, that is math." I think you need a bigger phone, dude. Next up is from @SpotPilgrim, who apparently worlds with his Dyrus loving Poro. That's pretty cool. Finally, it looks like some of the students from Slytherin are joining in the action. This comes from @KingGregorovich, who says, "School won't stop us watching the group stage."
It should.
Is that a cuppa face? I mean, it's a pretty good effort. Guys, share your watching Worlds, how you're doing it by tweeting us pictures with that hashtag Worlds to @LOLesports, and we'll have some fun looking at it later in the day. We have more action from Worlds coming your way with the hometown favorites, Taipei Assassins, taking on Starhorn Royal Club. We'll be right back after a short break with that match.
Take a little too long. Holy Phoenix actually dodges into everything. Oh, maybe it is, but Crystal's in trouble now. He will go down. That's picked up by Westall. Tuck goes as well. He's going to get caught. Still is going to be enough. Nas gets in. He gets the kill. This is it. Dark Passage in all of the trouble. Garnet Devil's going to be hit up by Holy Phoenix here. The last shot crits, and it hits. Green Tea's now the focus. DP is getting what they want inside the base. That's getting in range. They're going for Westall. Whoa! And goodbye.
他们爆了，nice 哦。
Nice.